Hello everyone, I am Angie Abaniel. For today, I am going to discuss the first part of the Module 4 in the subject, Building and Enhancing the New Literacies in the Curriculum. The Module 4, which is entitled Integrating New Literacies in the Curriculum. Before we start, I will give you the expectation setting or the learning in this module. So first, discuss the concept of integrated curriculum. Next, distinguish the different curriculum integration approaches, methods, and types. Next, identify the lessons or course disciplines that may be appropriate for curriculum integration. Next, draw relevant life lessons and significant values from curriculum integration experiences in class. And analyze research abstract on curriculum integration and its implication on teaching learning process. And last, make a lesson plan with thematic integration across related disciplines. The question here is, how are we going to integrate these literacies in the curriculum? Because we cannot separate ourselves in integrating the literacies to the subject that we are going to teach in the future. But before we proceed, what comes in your mind when we say the word integrating or integration? When we say integrating or integration, it is an implementation or unite with something else, a combination, or an incorporate. The introduction of an integrated curriculum gained greatest support in the 1960s. Based on the essential organization of content, the design emphasizes the rules of diverse entities called academic disciplines, clearly defined in terms of knowledge, skills, and values. The concept of integrated curriculum first focuses on basic skills, content, and higher-level thinking. Second, encourages lifelong learning. Third, structures learning around themes, big ideas, and meaningful concepts. Fourth, provides connections among various curricular disciplines. Fifth, provides learners opportunities to apply skills they have learned. Sixth, encourages active participation in relevant real experiences. Seventh, provides a deeper understanding of content. There are three approaches to integration. First is the multidisciplinary approach, second, interdisciplinary approach, and third, transdisciplinary approach. Multidisciplinary approach, this approach focuses primarily on different disciplines. It uses a central theme and standards from each subjects are selected to support the theme. There are many different ways to create a multidisciplinary curriculum, and they tend to differ in the level of intensity of the integration effort. It can be recalled that the previous restructured basic education curriculum, or RBEC, is a best depiction of a multidisciplinary approach. The four disciplines, Araling Panlipunan, Values Education, MAPE, and TLE were integrated along with a theme termed Makabayan as an integrated subject served as a laboratory of life. Makabayan was a learning area that stressed the development of social awareness, empathy, and commitment for common good. Grades in this four disciplines usually computed to comprise the general grade in Makabayan discipline. At the end of the week, the four disciplines collaborated to design a culminating activity along with a given theme that connected these 4 discipline areas. So the following is the structure of Makabayan that used a multidisciplinary approach centered in a given theme.
Good morning, class. I am Teacher Hani. The continuation of Teacher Angie, my topic is all about interdisciplinary approach and transdisciplinary integration approach. When we say interdisciplinary approach, teachers organize and capsulize curriculum around common learning across discipline to emphasize interdisciplinary skills and concepts. And also, it supports standards from different subcategories in one subject area. For example, in teaching Filipino, as a discipline, the teacher hones student language skills while resorting to content and topic in Araling Panlipunan. So therefore, there are times that a teacher in Filipino teams up with a teacher in Araling Panlipunan to teach a lesson in Araling Panlipunan while she teaches the needed skills in Filipino 1 subject. In addition, in using the interdisciplinary integration approach, there is a need to structure that curriculum around common learning areas across discipline. For example, incorporate interdisciplinary skills such as thinking skills, problem solving, and analytic skills in teaching science, math, and English. So the purpose is to learn the skills and concepts that are beyond the immediate lesson. So while the transdisciplinary integration approach, teachers design a curriculum within student needs and concern. So the student develop life skills as they apply disciplinary skills in real context. So these 2 routes lead to interdisciplinary integration, such as project-based learning and negotiating the curriculum. So in using the transdisciplinary integration approach, there is a need to plan out the curriculum around student needs and concern. So transdisciplinary approach is utilized through project-based learning, which involves allowing the student to present a problem. So project-based learning allows students to make connection among different subjects by solving problems and answering open-ended questions. So however, it can be done by utilizing student questions as a basis for curriculum design. In addition, learning how to solve problems, to ask questions, enables students to apply the skills in real life situation. So that's the end of my topic. It's all about interdisciplinary integration approach and transdisciplinary integration approach.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Lenian A. Batulanon, and I'm going to discuss interconnecting the 3 approaches. So, why is there an interconnection of the 3 approaches? Of course, it is because it aids to address the productivity of teaching. Now, what are these 3 approaches? First, multidisciplinary approach. Second, interdisciplinary approach. Third, transdisciplinary approach. So, talking about multidisciplinary approach. So, this is an approach that, or a method of curriculum integration that highlights the diverse perspectives that different disciplines can bring to illustrate a theme or subject or an issue. So, while in interdisciplinary approach, this is an approach that relies on multiple content cogs working together to develop students' knowledge, problems, solving skills, self-confidence, self-efficacy, and passion for learning, while supporting students' various learning styles, diverse backgrounds, interests, talents, and values. So it presents the content and the skills and the thinking process of the learners. And the third approach is transdisciplinary approach. Okay, it is an approach to curriculum integration which dissolves the boundaries between the conventional disciplines and the organized teaching and learning around the construction of meaning in the content of real-world problems or real-world experiences. So, why are these three approaches important? Okay, so this approach are important because it offers an excellent fit for standards through a backward design process as teachers integrate standards-based planning with effective teaching and learning practices. Thus, the multidisciplinary and interdisciplinary and transdisciplinary approach or perspectives offers different maps to begin the design process. Teachers can use any of the approaches at any level of education in a single classroom. But despite some differences in the degrees and the intent of integration in the three approaches, it shares many similarities. Okay, the contrariety and the standards and the needs for accountability brings the three approaches closer together in a practice. So, comparing and contrasting the three approaches to integration. First aspect, organizing center. So, multidisciplinary states that the standards of the discipline organized around there. So, when we talk about the theme, this is the same topic to enhance the teaching of different subjects, and in interdisciplinary states, this is skills and concepts embedded in disciplinary standards. So, it involves the consideration of two or more academic disciplines into one activity. And in transdisciplinary, they talk about the real life context where the learners they can carry an activity and solve their problem in their own, in which they can able to reflect, while the students' questions is one of the is act of asking or creating questions by the learners to demonstrate their understanding. Next is the conceptualization of knowledge. Okay, knowledge-based learned through the structure of the discipline. So, what are the structure of discipline? So, these are the building blocks for organization of curriculum in which it will able for the students to engage in any activity and ideas, a right answer, and one truth. While in interdisciplinary skills, if disciplines are connected by common concepts and skills and knowledge considered to be socially constructed. So this is just like we construct, interact or introvert person. So we can come up an idea that that person has a different perspective in terms of social communication. So what we perceive to be is the result of our social processes or interactions. Next is many right answers. So, under transdisciplinary, all knowledge interconnected or interconnection and interdependent. So, talking about interconnected, meaning it is a connection of knowledge. It is a connection of knowledge based on the past and the prior knowledge. And when it comes to interdependent, it explains that knowledge can be developed from basic to the higher thinking. So many right answers. So knowledge considered to be determined and ambiguous. So this is talk about that knowledge has different definition and they have different interpretation based on the three approaches. And the third one is role of discipline. procedure of discipline considered most important. So it is important in order to have a clear guidelines in understanding the disciplinary policy to determine an action and not considerations. So distinct skills and concepts of disciplines taught and interdisciplinary skills concepts stress. So yeah, it is given emphasis the skills and concepts under interdisciplinary. Discipline is identified in it designed but real life context emphasis. So meaning the interdisciplinary actions necessary to guide the students in order for them to grow in their learning experiences. And the fourth one is role of the teacher. So the role of the teachers serve as the facilitator. So when we talk about facilitator, the teachers will support or they will allow the students to discover things on their own, and the teacher will just guide them on what to do. So role of teachers is specialists. They serve as teachers and educators, encouraging that the students can access the curriculum and get the best education. Then facilitator and specialist, generalist. In transdisciplinary, it is the role of the teacher serve as a co-planner. So a co-planner is someone that find way to remove the boundaries to effective teaching practices. And the role of the teacher is learners, meaning educator must be able to learn and to understand the way students understand and analyze. Next is starting place, disciplinary standards and procedure. So there is an implementation of discipline and ways on how to guide the learners to properly address the curriculum, and interdisciplinary bridges and know, do, and be. So what is important for students to know, while the what is most important to students to be able to do and be is that what kind of person our students wants to be in the near future. So the students' questions and concerns, so the goal of students' questions or questions and concerns is to analyze what each discipline has to offer for them to go, and what curriculum can offer for the learning of the students and for the real world content, and what is really happening based on their own interpretation, the degree of integration. So degree of integration. So for multidisciplinary integration or approach, it is a moderate. So talking about moderate, it is a focus mainly on the discipline. Teachers organize standards from discipline around them, and it offers teachers to simplify a more efficient way to base instruction or standards in a meaningful ways. So while in medium and in intense, in medium, there is an organization of curriculum around common learning across the discipline. So it relates the whole discipline to parts. So several disciplines into one problem. Then the paradigm shift. So when we talk about the paradigm or the paradigm shift, it is of course the teachers organize curriculum around the students' concerns to its students with problems, and then through problem solving, they can use discipline that can contribute to a solutions. Next is assessment. Okay, more on discipline-based and interdisciplinary skills, concepts, stress, and same as transdisciplinary skills concepts are also being emphasized. And then learning to know concepts and essentials, understanding across the disciplines.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Charmaine J. Di Pasukat, and today we will be discussing about methods of curriculum integration. First of all, what is method of curriculum integration?
An integrated curriculum allows children to pursue learning in a holistic way, without the restrictions often imposed by subject boundaries. In early childhood programs, it focuses upon the interrelatedness of all curricular areas in helping children acquire basic learning tools. There are 5 anchor approaches to the curriculum integration. These are project-based learning, service learning, learning centers parallel disciplines, theme-based, and fusion. Project-based learning. Project-based learning is a teaching method in which students gain skills and knowledge by working for a period of time to investigate and respond to an authentic, engaging, and complex question, problem, or challenging. Service learning. Service learning is a pedagogy integrating academically relevant service activities that address humans and community needs into a course. Students connect knowledge and theory to practice by combining service with reflection in a structured learning environment. Learning centers. Learning centers, a popular way to integrate this curriculum is to address a topic or theme through the lenses of several different subject areas. In an elementary classroom, students often experience this approach at learning centers. Theme-based. Theme-based learning is a popular way to organize the curriculum in primary schools. It involves your child learning through one central topic. Theme could have strong links to other subjects. For example, is language arts, visual art, social studies, math, science. Fusion. Fusion teaching transforms the way learning occurs by allowing students to connect with pedagogies that are helpful to their understanding. The evidence reveals that when students are actively involved in learning activities, they learn more and remember it longer than when they are passively sitting and listening. So all in all, methods of curriculum integration is all about involving the children into some activities, whether physical, mental, emotional aspect that could make them the center of learning.
Morning class, I am teacher Vicky Tiala, but you can call me teacher Vicky. Now, this morning, our topic is all about the other types of integrated curriculum. Integrated curriculum means the combination of the subject. These are the different types of integrated curriculum mentioned by ASCZ. Number 1 is connected. It happens when topics surrounding disciplines are connected, which allows students to review, to reconceptualize ideas within discipline. However, it has its shortcomings because the content focus still remains in one discipline. The second is the sequence. This is observed when similar ideas are taught together, although in different subjects, which facilitates learning across content areas but requires a lot of communication among teachers of different disciplines. Number 3 is shared. This will happen teachers use their planning to create an integrate unit between two disciplines. Although in some ways, this method of integration requires a lot of communication and collaboration between two teachers. Teachers present structures, format, and standards in making research while collaborating with the science teacher, who focuses on the content areas of research that is related to science. Number 4 is web. These the types of integrated curriculum is reflect when a teacher plans to base the subject area around a central theme that will tempt students to see the connection within different subjects. Doing curriculum integration in the classroom. According to Chabra 2017, posted that integrating curriculum in the classroom includes combining different subject areas and then teaching them in relation to a singular theme or an ideas. Innovative teachers and schools prefer integrating the curriculum in their classroom as it improves students' achievement and leads to an increase in in standardized scores. Placing student achievement on a top priority, an integrated curriculum utilizes the mentioned three different approaches of integration. There are benefits of integrated curriculum model. And number one, it focus on basic skills, content, and higher level thinking. Number two is it provides a deeper understanding of the content. Number three, it encourages active participation in relevant real-life experience. Number four benefits, it provides connections among various curricular disciplines. Number five, it accommodates a variety of learning styles, theories, and multiple intelligence.
Hi, I'm Christian Billy Disma. Now I'm going to discuss the new literacy integration in the Keto 12 curriculum. The new literacy can be integrated into the Keto 12 curriculum across subject areas as presented in the table below. However, the integration of new literacy is not limited to the identified discipline. The given learning outcomes, suggested strategies, and assessment. Now, there are 7 types of literacy. First is multicultural and global literacy. The subject area is Araling Panlipunan o EP. Then the outcome of multicultural and global literacy is to demonstrate respect for cultural diversity. And the strategy of multicultural and global literacy is role-playing and brainstorming. Then the assessment output is rubric assessment result and brainstorming result. Then the second is social literacy. And the subject area of social literacy is education sa pagpapakatao o EP. Then the outcome is apply ethical and moral standards on giving issues and cases. Then the strategies is case analysis and dilemma analysis. Then the assessment output of social literacy is case report and narrative. And the third is media literacy. And the subject area of media literacy is English and Filipino. And the outcome is use media in communication, dissemination, and transaction. And the strategy is media-assisted instruction. And the assessment output of media literacy is e-portfolio and Google Clip. And the fourth is financial literacy. And the subject area is math and TLE. So the outcome of math is solving problem in the context of business and investment aspect. And the strategy is problem solving. And the assessment output in math of financial literacy is store in problem solving drills and exercises. And the TLE is apply effective techniques in budgeting and income generating enterprises. And the strategy is business simulation and immersion. And assessment output of financial literacy in TLE is business plan and inventory. And the fifth is digital or cyber literacy. So the subject area is computer, subject, and research. So the computer subject literacy is outcome is examine the computer virus and commonly damaged computer network and system. Then the strategy is hands-on activity, experimental learning, project-based. Then the assessment output of digital cyber literacy in computer subject is computer and capstone. Then in research of digital cyber literacy is the outcome is site way in resolving plagiarism issues and determine research protocol. And the strategies is exploring method. And the assessment method of digital cyber literacy in research is research output. And the sixth is eco-literacy. Subject area of eco-literacy is science. Then the outcome of eco-literacy is suggest way on how to protect nature and address climate change. And the strategy is project-based and task-based. Then the assessment output of eco-literacy is project, portfolio, participant, reflection, and learning. And the last is number 7, art and creative literacy. Subject area of art and creative literacy is MAPI. Then the outcome of art and creative literacy is to create artwork and artistic design using indigenous materials. Then the strategy is manipulated work. Then art studio workshop method. Then the assessment output of art and creative literacy is project design and crafts.
The 21st century skill categories. Curriculum integration is the unification of all subject and experiences. When we say unification, it means unified or a result. Multidisciplinary approach focus on primarily on the disciplines organized around them. Interdisciplinary approach, teachers integrate subdisciplines within the subject area for the student to understand the connection between the different subdisciplines and their relationship to the real world. When we say intra, it means within a subject area, teachers are integrate subdisciplines, for the student to understand the connection between the different subdisciplines and the relationship to the real world. In an interdisciplinary integration, teachers organize the curriculum around common learning across an identifiable discipline. Identifiable discipline means capable of being identified. Transdisciplinary approach, the teachers organize curriculum around student questions and concerns while developing skills in the real world or in the real life context. Curriculum integration models include project-based, topic-based, theme-based, and task-based learning, while other types of curriculum integration are called connected sequence or shared and web.